Back on Eyrie of Crows. We did get a kind of an awkward spawn, I will admit, just because it's kind of centralized, which I'm not a fan of, but let's do this. We got someone on the left side, excellent. And they're going further to the left. Our crow charge time is going to be too long, so I don't think we get a hit, unfortunately, but we at least get information. They should be over here. Scratch marks. Hey, David boy, how are you? And got the good old 1-2 punch on David. This kill is just so oppressive when played right. And the more I hear from other people of their experiences against this killer, the more I realize that people really don't know how to play the killer well. No one there. Are they in the middle though? Might be. Alright. Let's let the Mudhawk. We get the hit on Michaela. Fantastic. Get the injure. She gets to the window. That's fine. You should main her. Honestly, I think she might become one of my new comp killers. But of course, I don't main any killer in specific. Excellent. It's like an anti-Libra cross with Huntress and Nurse, pretty much. Like, she's just so much fun. But yeah, I could see her becoming one of my comp killers. Because she has a very similar playstyle to Pyramid Head, for example. Alright, someone's over here. Who's this? David? David! Hello, buddy. Don't mind me, just need to recharge before I can down you. That's so rough. Like, I just had to understand muscle memory and time in my head, you know, how quickly he gets to that corner. Had zero visibility on his exact location, but could still get the down like that. That's rough. I think you should defo start main her. You're the best technical player that I've seen. And not to toot my own horn, but I feel like even outside of like Astarova, Scott Jund, you know, Otofu, Dowsy, I'll be honest, like so far as technical play, I think that I might be. And like I said, it's not to toot my own horn, it feels that way as of this moment. They all struggled. Yeah, like I was watching Dowsy and I literally went like, I turned it off at some point, like I can't watch you play her, like this isn't teaching me anything. And as I, you know, interact with them from an educational perspective, I'm like, I can't learn anything from you. That's so strange for me to say, but like it was the truth in the moment. I think over time they might learn that, learn how to play the killer, but until then. Are you guys in the middle? Interesting. So I got the killer instinct to at least tell me that they're here. Hello, you, my dear. Don't mind me. But maybe I'll main her a bit. See how, you know, when she comes out, how much of a win streak I can go on with her. What do you do here? Like, I have both pros at both palettes. Like, I don't know what it was, but for me, like, figuring out her power just was kind of second nature. It's like, oh, I understand how to use this killer. It took me maybe one game. Feel like she's gonna get heavily nerfed. I think this becomes another conversation of how do you nerf a nurse. And there's no good way to nerf nurse, for example. But with that being said, I think this also goes for the artist. How do you nerf the artist without, like, nerfing her into the ground? And I think the main ways to do so would be to simply limit the amount of time that a Dire Crow is able to stay before despawning. I think that is the only way that I can think of nerfing her for all intent and purpose. So with that being said, I think if they were to reduce the timing of the Dire Crows by a marginal amount, I think that would be acceptable. You know, if it was by 2 to 4 seconds. They did that with Spirit, now look at her. I mean, I think Spirit's still very strong, don't get me wrong, though. You know, don't look at Spirit and go, she's a weak killer, yada, 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 right? I think that she definitely took a hit, no doubt about that, however. I want to play the Cheryl. I mean, she's doing a smart thing, drop pallet, move to the next tile. Like, that's what you need to do against the killer. If you try and loop something, like a pallet or a window, you're gonna go down. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I can also see them decreasing the cooldown, because I feel like if you don't use your power, like I have been, where I let it despawn, then it feels like you get a lot of free value, if that makes sense. So I could also see them decreasing the cooldown ever so slightly. She's strong, but she's honestly struggling to stay A tier now. All good spirits play on EQs. I mean, I think that's always been the case. This killer takes time to get better at. Well, that's the biggest thing why I'm not sure if she's going to actually get nerfed, because I think the majority of your killers are not going to understand how to play her, to be honest with you. I think the majority of your killers are going to struggle, and you're going to see gameplay like what we saw from, you know, Day Zero Dowsy, Day Zero Atharva, Day Zero Otofu, and so on. Versus killers like myself that apparently have an aptitude for this playstyle are going to be able to bring it to, you know, a very high skill ceiling. Yeah, but that also could, not sure if that's going to be said that, you know, it's just that that's my aptitude, that my playstyle works well with this killer, or if it's something else entirely. Versus other players might just take a much longer time. Interesting. I don't know how that didn't hit both. Because I think that if they were just a decreased amount of time in which the Dire Crows despawn, I think that would make sense. Because it still means that you're playing at a high mechanical skill level to where you're just not letting them sit in tiles for too long. Where you're sending them out one at a time more often, like what I'm doing now. But you can still use them at loops to anti-loop. Like, you don't need that many seconds to pop this here and then down the David. Though I have no explanation to how that hit him, but didn't down him. I wonder if my flight path was just a little bit off. Good dodge. Unfortunately, you literally walked back into me. Alright. Let's put you on a hook, and then let's just end the game, right? Everyone's on death hook as we speak. Yeah, the more I use her with Make Your Choice, I don't think Make Your Choice is the smart move or smart perk. Alright. Up you go. And now it's time to find the Cheryl. Well, you saved me time. Did we get a hit? Holy hell, we did. That was unexpected. A little bit off. Hey, look at you, though. You did find the hatch. GG, well played to these survivors.